There we go. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to the Heart to Spirit Connections webcast for September 2025. And our topic today is a month of completions. Take a new step in faith. And the title came from this book over here, the 9th chapter, Kirill, the Genesis Matrix. And if you don't have that book, I suggest you get it because it is just amazing wisdom. There are parts in that book where I personally have to read it over and over again because there's a paragraph that has something that's so profound and so layered that every time I read it, the energy is shifting on the planet, and so then a new layer of meaning comes out of it. And that's what I got when I found this quote that you'll see on the webcast page on my website at KarinnaNielsen.com. But before we get too deep into the topic, I just wanted to let you know that this is our monthly webcast, and it's a free monthly webcast, and it's about expanding our heart's connection with spiritual guidance to heal and feel the balance on all four bodies: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And we're discovering that together, new levels of self-love as we use the tools of ancient Lemurian wisdom, such as signature cell healing, the Lemurian prophecy cards, the Lemurian numerology, and the 10 principles of consciously creating, and so forth. So we'll take a new step in faith and be ready to release what's needed to be released in this month of September. Let's start with an opening prayer. Everybody just sit comfortably and take some deep breaths. And please remember that the breathing is ever so important right now as we get into deeper energies of the great shift in consciousness. So I call upon the Creator's light, the Christ light, the Goddess weave of love, and our beautiful guidance from the Master Guide Kirill and the Master Kahu Fred Sterling, all the great masters of light and the Goddess sisters of the elements, Pele, Isis, Mariah, and Gaia, as we come together now in this Heart to Spirit Connections webcast. We pray now that all the energies of love gather here. We're coming forth in our goddess lights to weave together in love for ourselves, our self-healing journeys, and the healing of Mother Earth. We offer this prayer from our hearts in love. Amen. Right. So we have a lot of really interesting energies right now. And I was just talking before we started the recording about a hurricane that maybe people in other parts of the United States haven't heard about, but it's coming north and westward towards the Hawaiian Islands. And it has been a Category 4, and it's now maybe 3, could still be a 4. And so, a lot of people would, of course, locally, we have a hurricane season just like they do on the East Coast. But I want you to look at the hurricanes or any kind of storm or anything, fires, natural disasters. Look with me at it in a little bit of a different way. Look at it from your hearts in love, because these are different things that are happening to Mother Earth now in our great shift in consciousness. And welcome, Wendy. And we're just talking about the hurricane. So what I learned from Master Guide Kirill in the Goddess Light and my work with Silver Wings of Light and the Black Diamond Goddess Mastermind is we don't come forth in fear, we come forth in love. So if we're coming from love, from our hearts, what we do is in meditation, send love out from our hearts to meet the storm, to go towards the storm and hold the islands in love. And when we do that, instead of amplifying the storm with fear, which is a kind of a default thing that we do in the third dimension. Go to fear, fight, flight, or freeze. It's that whole hindbrain thing. Come from our hearts in love and just go into meditation. I know you might have to go buy supplies or, whatever. But just, and I'm not talking about being reckless or anything like that. I'm talking about taking your time in your meditation and just see where you are, wherever you are. And here we're in the Hawaiian Islands in Lemuria, and send out love from your heart and feel it meet the energy of the storm or whatever's out there. And I feel like this works with anything. It works with tsunamis, fires. I mean, all these things that we're going through right now in the great shift in consciousness. The goddess way is to meet the challenges with love, because the creator, as you've heard in some of the recordings with Master Guide Kirill and Kahu, and there was one I was we were listening to with the Signature Cell Healing Graduates Review class that we have every third Saturday. And if you're a graduate, let me know, because you could join us on those classes, which are a lot of fun. We were talking about, I can't remember what it was, but somebody said, oh yeah, it was something like a storm. I think it was one of my goddess sisters that asked Master Guide Kirill, could we change the effects of a storm after it passed? I think that was the question. And Master Guide Kirill said, oh, hold on a minute, I'm going to check with the creator, because this goddess over here says that the creator made a mistake. But the creator doesn't make mistakes, right? So it's challenging, even in our personal lives, to be with what is and look at it and try to understand it from your own perspective, from your own heart. What is your feeling about it, and why might you be reacting to it that way? And could you bring more love into whatever it is? And now I'm going beyond storms and tsunamis and earthquakes and whatever. I'm talking about everything that's in your life right now. And we've just entered, and watch this segue now, we just entered the month of September, which is the 9th month of the year. And in the Lemurian numerology, the number 9 is the number for completions and new beginnings. And I've heard it from some do the Lemurian prophecy cards, that the 9 actually symbolizes new beginnings already, because if you have the 9, you're already in the completion. So you better look for the new beginning. So what I'm suggesting right now is that everybody use the energy of this month, this energy of looking around in your life and seeing what might you want to let go of now. And I'm not just talking about decluttering or, clearing out stuff. I'm talking about things maybe in your emotional body, or, things, could be relationships, could be mental processes that don't work anymore, maybe fears of whatever. You could relook at it. If you feel like you're ready to let go of it, let it go. The energy that prevails in this month is really helpful for that. Let it go and look for the new beginning, because it's already there. And what I've noticed with some Heelys that I have, and people I'm working with, clients that I'm working with, sometimes the energy is there already, but they don't see it. It's already there, but they don't see it. So it's about us raising our awareness of love and moving through the completion to see the new beginning, because that new beginning is already there, guaranteed. I don't say guaranteed very often, but like Master Kirill said, I don't say guaranteed very often, but this time I say guaranteed. That energy is already in your environment, in your auric field, or whatever you want to say. You just haven't seen it yet. So take this month to go through the energy of the 9 and look for that new beginning, because when we hit October, that's the month of creation. That's the 1 month. So we're going to want to really be ready to create new whatever in our lives. Maybe you're looking for a new job, or a new place to live, or a new awareness of life on Earth. I mean, if we want to go real spiritual, let's look at new awareness of life on Earth, and what all what all is happening around us, or around me, or around you in your life. Could you conceivably look at it in a different way, and thereby create more love in your life, activate more love, right? Because if we're always looking outward in fear, then we're going to miss the love that's in our own hearts. And that's the love that guides us, right? So, this 5 breath self-healing meditation, I want to tell you how incredible it is. It's been so helpful to me. I'm doing it 3 times a day, folks. If you're not doing it at least once or twice, please at least do some breathing right now and do your meditations. I suggest the 5 breath self-healing meditation, which you can read all about and get a video or an ebook of, or better yet, join the new signature cell healing online workshop that's coming up next month in October, starting on the 18th. It's going to be really helpful for the energies that we're in right now. And you'll learn all about the 5 breath self-healing meditation. And if you already know it, you take it to the next level. You'll activate within you the next level of love, of using the breathing and healing yourself. And what I'm finding is something happened when I don't know, maybe you guys can confirm this or whatever, or for yourselves, but when we shifted on, I think it was Monday, was the 1st of September, there was an amazing energy shift that I could feel personally, and in the world in general. It just felt like a shift. And I feel like I came to a new level of my own personal healing. That means less pain, more clarity on what's going on for me. And so I encourage you to use the energy of this month and the tools of Lemurian wisdom. Now, I also want to mention the energies of the eclipse season. So this month we re-enter an eclipse season, and that means there's 2 eclipses this month. There's going to be the lunar eclipse tomorrow, which is not visible. I don't think it's visible in the United States, but in Europe, little bit at moonset for us in Hawaii, but not much. But you're still in the energy of it, and the prevailing energy this month is the energy of Virgo. Now, Virgo, everybody thinks, well, that's a picky energy, or they're all this or that. But Virgo is really about understanding the sacred patterning of life. And in the astrology school that I took courses in, I understood the importance of Virgo for the goddess light, and knowing when to do the sacred ceremonies, when does the sun rise, when does the moon set, what is the patterning of life, including the seasons. And here we are in this eclipse season, and it's in Virgo. So both of these eclipses are in Virgo. So if you got Virgo energy, maybe you want to talk to me. But there's the first eclipse is tomorrow. So get in that energy, whenever you have your meditation, you can access that, because what is an eclipse, right? And the lunar eclipse is really, really cool, because what you're going to see is the full moon. And you will see within, well, you won't see it, but if you could see an eclipse, what you see is all phases of the moon to new, it looks black, or this time it's going to be red because it's in the Earth's shadow, and then it's going to open up again. So it's like you have all phases of the moon in like 2 hours. So it's a real accelerated energy. That's all you have to know. It's accelerated, and it opens a portal. So when the sun and the moon come together, you've got this portal opening. So you can really let go into this eclipse tomorrow. So I'm telling you now, get ready, because you might feel yourself, maybe you're feeling a little dizzy, or maybe you're feeling a compressed energy, like you're compelled to do things. And if you fight it, then it's difficult, right? But if you move with the energy, move through the portal into whatever is new for you, letting go of, old thought patterns, like, oh, I just not getting it. I just can't do this, or I just don't know what's going on. Let that kind of stuff go, and get into your knowing. Just let go of, other things that might be holding you back, and that you're ready to let go of. Move through that portal. That's tomorrow. And step in, and we're going to do a meditation later to step into this new energy. There's another eclipse. It's a partial solar eclipse, and that's going to be on the 21st. And that will be dynamic too, because it's going to be a new moon partial solar eclipse. So it won't completely come over like the one that I saw on the mainland. Those are really cool, those total solar eclipses. But this will be a partial one, but you still have that energy of the sun and the moon coming together, and that portal opening, right? So you have that energy of the sun, the moon shadow coming over the sun, and then releasing again. So get into the energy on I think that's a Sunday, September 21st, and just feel the next opportunity to let things go. So we're talking about 9/7, that's tomorrow. 9 is the completion number, 7 is the number for transition. Now that's powerful, isn't it? Go for it. 7, go sevens, yes. And then we have the 9/21, 9/21, which is 9/3. That's the truth, trust, and passion. And I know there's 2 ladies in here that have a 3 energy. So get with that eclipse for your completions and new beginnings. Yeah. So this is all, if you have questions, please put them in the chat, or, raise your hand and we could talk about it, anything that you'd like to ask about. But this is, you can see how dynamic this month is. And I also wanted to say something about the Lemurian numerology. You can find kind of a little primer on it on my website, KarinnaNielsen.com, in the Lemurian wisdom section. But just everyone should know their Lemurian life path number. So that is the month, day, and year. All the digits added together come down to 1 digit, and you will know your Lemurian life path number, because that's the number you chose to work with in this lifetime. And that really, when I found out I was a 5, boy, did that shift my energy. Yeah, I needed to know that it's all about love, you see? So, if you know what your Lemurian life path number is, you can weave it into everything. You can weave it into these eclipse numbers. You can weave it into everything that's going on for you, because this is what you will feel, as the challenges come up for you. You can use that number to kind of interpret. So, what I'm really all about is giving you the tools to get your own guidance, right? In the Lemurian wisdom, this is something that Kahu Master Guide Kiro always taught us and always nurtured us to get our own guidance, gave us the tools of Lemurian wisdom, like the 10 principles, the books back there. And by the way, if you don't have the book, so here's the Genesis Matrix, the one I got the title from for this month, and I'm going to talk about that one a little bit. All of these books, when you sign up for the workshop, you get buy one, get two free plus shipping. So what a great deal. And then you get the 10 principles audio recordings, 50% off. So there's all kinds, there's discounts if you do that. And if you're a previous workshop graduate, you get a discount. So you just have to email me about that. And there's information about the workshop on my website at KarinnaNielsen.com, or go to signaturecellhealing.com and you can register there. Right. So now I feel Sandra's energy and it's time to use the Lemurian prophecy cards. Also, I know Tatiana loves this. So we're going to take the cards. See, I got my cards in the box. And we're going to take out the cards. We got them in here. These are my special cards. And it's just a regular card deck. And we're going to shuffle 5 times, because 5, not just because that's my life path number. No, because 5 is the number for love. And we put love into the cards. And we'll choose a card for our webcast today, this month, and get the guidance. And this is something you can do yourself every morning to get your own guidance. So we're going to cut the cards. So put your energy into the cards so we can weave everyone's light in here. And we'll cut the cards. And we have a 6. If you turn it upside down, it'd be a 9. But it's a 6 of clubs. Now remember that 6 is the number for mastery. So we have an opportunity for mastery this month, of course, in our completions and new beginnings. We move to the next level of mastery. And then the suits, there are 4 suits and there are 4 bodies: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. So the diamonds are the physical body, the hearts are the emotional body, the spades is the spiritual body, and the clubs is the mental body. So here we have the mastermind, So watch what you're thinking this month and get ready to release old thought patterns that don't work anymore. Let go of fear and step into your own love and feel yourself more and more empowered in that love. Right? The more you do it, the more we all do it, the more we trust that, right? So I'm going to put the cards right there. So we have that. Isn't that interesting? You have any questions so far? I'm teaching how to do the Lemurian prophecy cards now in the online workshops, thanks to Tatiana's special request. We have a lesson in the online workshop about the Lemurian prophecy cards. So, I mean, what's not to like about that? You can learn how to do it yourself or to do it for other people, and you can give readings. So that's fun. That's always a lot of fun. I do a 5-card spread, usually every morning, a lead card, and then 1 card for each of the 4 bodies. And then I do an automatic writing. And that's what I suggest for everybody. Take out a piece of paper and a pen and get an automatic writing when you pull your prophecy card or after your meditation, and get your own guidance. You can do it. You do that in the meditation. 5 breath self-healing meditation, breathing, a little time, quiet time, go into your safe space, which we learn in the online workshop, how to go into a safe space for your meditations, a very creative safe space. And then you do your automatic writing. So it's, you're probably, I'm hearing somebody say, or you might be thinking, oh, Karinna, it sounds like an awful lot of work. But it's not work. It's actually kind of fun, no? I mean, I have a lot of fun with it. And okay, I have a little bit of Virgo on my chart. So I like the details, but I also like the patterning, and I like the sacred ceremonies. So that's probably where that comes from. Anyway, any questions about that? Okay, so I want, raise your hand anytime, that's all right. I want to talk about what I found in chapter 9 of the Genesis Matrix. And it's at the beginning, and this book is special because it has always at the beginning of each chapter is something from Kahu Fred Sterling, a short writing, and they're always incredibly powerful. So it has a short writing from Kahu, and then it has Master Guide Curel's what his message for, and each of the chapters follows the numerology, which is great. And it even has a little message about the numerology at the beginning of each chapter. So then then at the end of the chapter is questions and answers, which is really helpful because people, when we were doing the sessions to create this book, I mean, everyday people were asking the questions, and it might be questions that you have too. So you might want to check that out. Anyway, at the beginning, Kahu says the following, and I've got this on my website. And think about this now. Just listen to this. Until now, there has been an inexhaustible span of illusionary time available for repeating life lessons over and over again. The number of third-dimensional lives that were possible has seemed endless. However, time is no longer on your side. You are entering the phase of completion, which leads to the shift. So this is something like what I tell all of you, and I tell a lot of people, is you're not coming back here. This is our last lifetime. Yay. And so because of that, we can applaud that. We're happy about that. But before we get out of here, we do need to complete our lesson plans. And that is why it feels accelerated at this time of entering this completion phase of the shift. So to go on here, after the shift, many old lesson plans, such as chronic physical ailments or deep anger and harsh judgments, will no longer be available to be played out as life experiences. This is why so many are working diligently on these lessons in this lifetime, right? You're working diligently, right? But before you come down hard on yourself for having a chronic disease or for holding on to emotional scars from the past and feeling as if you're just not getting it, realize that the Creator has allowed for even the minutest details to be fully graced. So, I mean, there's so much you layered in there, right? Our lesson plans, what we feel like, oh, that person is just such a pain, Could it be a lesson plan that we just haven't gotten yet? Or, I've got this, I'm always getting the flu at this time of year, I'm always getting a cold, or, I've got this whatever physical ailment going on. These are lesson plans, and we're diligently working through them, meaning we're living our lives, right? And so Kahu continues, the creators allow for even the minutest details to be fully graced, right? All the details of your lesson plan. This requires faith. In fact, your ability to hold the line of faith is in direct proportion to your evolutionary growth. So take a new step in faith, complete old lesson plans that have held you back for so long, and enter into new and wondrous beginnings let truth be your guide. So, I mean, there's just so much in there. And when I read that, I thought, oh my God, this is so perfect for this month of completions and this energy. Because you might be feeling this, even in your physical body, this compression of time and the acceleration. Like somebody said when we came on, oh, Mahinako, it's already September. Did we already live through this much of this year? Yeah, it's moving quickly. It might not seem like it when we're in it, but then when we look back on it, you think, wow, that was fast and I got so much done. Thumbs up from Wendy. Yeah, so just know that whatever you're going through right now is a perfect thing. And you're exactly where you need to be. And that might, don't get depressed about that. Like Kahu said, this is a perfect time for all of us to recognize the things that we need to let go of and how can we elevate our perspective on life. And I suggest you do it with signature cell healing and with the 5 breath self-healing meditation and getting out of your physical body and elevating, through the 4 bodies into your spirit light so you can look down. Sorry, I mean, it is kind of down, but it's really look into your physical journey and get a new perspective on what's going on. Because we all are not only this physical body. We are a multi-dimensional being of light, right? They say having a human experience. And as if you will connect with your higher self, connecting with our higher selves is such an empowering thing because you'll get a different perspective on what's happening in your life. And we won't be so hard on ourselves, right? It really helps with the self-judgment. And this idea of, like Kahu said, I'm just not getting it, or I keep having these physical problems. Could it be that there's something that we need to look at that we haven't seen before? And this just might be the month for it. Right? So any questions there? Have I just blown everybody's mind here with stuff? Anyway, what I'd like to do as we conclude here today is to do a meditation. And we're going to do a meditation just to let go of the things that are complete in our lives and walk forward in faith and love. Because it does take faith, as Kahu said, and it sure takes a lot of self-love to, and faith that we are where we are supposed to be, doing what we're supposed to be doing, even though it might feel really difficult. It's our last opportunity on Earth in the 3rd dimension to do this, because what's going on right now, there won't be room for it in the 4th light, because the 4th dimension, the 5th dimension, those are higher vibrating than the yin and yang and the emotional relationships, things like that. So we might as well get it now and get it done, right? Okay, so everybody just get comfortable and just center where you are. I got a new chair here, so I'm just I love it. That's my completion and new beginning. So just start to breathe and close your eyes. And when you breathe, invite in the golden particles through your crown chakra and bring them through the pineal gland in the center of your head, where we have the signature cell with the blueprint. That's why we call it signature cell healing. So just bring the golden particles as you breathe in through your nose, and let those golden particles go through the blueprint where they change to white light, and then you draw them down into your heart space. And then exhale through your mouth and just let the love expand from your heart. So keep breathing, bringing in the golden particles, white light into your heart, and then just expand it out and start to feel yourself centered in love, centered in your heart. And start to feel your guides, your angels, all the energies of love that surround us and walk with us in our journey. Let's call in the Master Guide Kirill and Master Kahu Fred, and just feel yourself in this beautiful bubble of light. As you breathe out, as you exhale, let the light expand through your physical, through the emotional, and through the mental and spiritual bodies until you're sitting in a beautiful bubble of light. And it's just so beautiful and so loving, because it's the love of who you are right now, without any limitations or judgments. It's just pure love and who you are. And just feel that light now as you see with your eyes closed in your mind's eye. Just see before you a pathway, and that pathway goes out from you. You can't really see exactly where it's going, but there's a pathway. And so you pick up your right foot and place it down. And when you do, there's a little puff of golden particles that comes up. And then it settles down. And then you set your left foot down, and there's a little puff of golden particles, and it settles down. And now just see yourself walking on this pathway. And every time you take a step, there's a puff of golden particles. And you start to see that the whole pathway is lit with golden particles of light. And you just feel that this is your journey, and you're able to move forward so easily, so wonderfully. And perhaps there's thoughts that you have that you feel it just doesn't fit anymore. It's something that you could let go of. It could be anything in your life, whether it's letting go of something physical, like something in your home that you just want to let go of, or something emotional, or a mental process, some kind of fear or kind of thought process that just doesn't feel right anymore. And you just step forward and leave it behind and just walk forward and keep going forward in love. So I give you a minute just to feel that, and feel the nurturing space where you're completely safe. And just keep breathing and moving forward on a golden particle pathway of love and light. Letting go of whatever you're ready to let go of. And as you move forward now, you start to see new things come up into your life, new potentials, new possibilities. And you know that we live in a limitless world of limitless possibilities. Everything is possible, and everything can be healed in love. So just breathe and feel that now. And gradually begin to come back You're still on the pathway, but you're going to come back slowly into your physical body. And just know that pathway still exists even in your physical light. It's there. You might just have to close your eyes to see the pathway. Okay, so come back slowly now. And rejoin our gathering. Was that cool? Golden particles. Very cool. Could you see the puff? Coming up. I love that. Yeah. So, and that's a really great thing to do when you might feel like you're in a kind of a difficult situation, challenging situation. Just, send golden particles into your situation, and definitely use sleep state programming, which you'll find in the 10 principles, that powerful ninth principle. Oh my goodness. Sleep state programming is a powerful ninth principle, which you could also kind of tune into this month. And you can send your higher self to the higher self of anyone you want, for the highest light outcome. And you can learn more about that in the online workshop. So as we, do we have any shares from the meditation? Yeah, Mary Faith, please go ahead. Ready. Oh, wait. There. Still can't hear you.
I know. I don't. There.
Now we got you.
Okay. So as some of us are getting older, right, we're thinking that we might not be around, for 10 more years or 15 more years. And you're always saying you want to die at 75, which is ridiculous.
No,
You
I
can't-
didn't say I want to. I said I only put in till 75.
Oh, okay.
Now
Well,
it's renegotiable, right?
Okay, good. What if we haven't actually completed all the things that we need to work on and we die? Then
Oh,
what happens?
well, then, that in humble judgment that you didn't do everything when you get on the other side, here's another guarantee. You're going to look back and you're going to say, wow, what a great journey I did. And I really did get everything done, right? So it might look like that from our third dimensional self-judgment human perspective, right? That I'm not getting it, or I'm not doing it right, or whatever. What if we are? What if you are?
What if we are right?
Yeah. What if you are? Just, you don't have to agree, but just imagine, we're doing it right because that's how we're doing it. And if you want to do it differently, you can change that, right? You can change what you're doing anytime. And we have the 10 principles, we have the tools of Lemurian creation that help us to heal what's in our lives. And the healing comes from changing our perspective on it and to looking at it in new ways. So, I mean, I can see people that are in my life that years ago I had extreme difficulty with. I'm just going to put it that way, okay? And those people didn't change. Well, maybe they did, but I changed. It was me. I changed.
Mhm.
I got a different perspective on the relationship, yes, but also a different perspective on myself. And I think that's why signature cell healing is first self-healing. It's self-healing. So everybody in the beginning, we were working on healing other people and doing these in-person workshops, right? But now, 5 years before Kahu left, and he did get everything done he wanted to get done. It wasn't, anything left over. He did bring in these new self-healing techniques that we need right now. So when we do the 5 breath self-healing meditation on a regular basis, that's going to elevate the cellular awareness in our bodies and allow us to bring forth more self-love. And that's what it takes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for that question. Any other shares? Yeah. I mean, Master Kirill has said that a number of times, right? When you get to the light, you don't want to go back because it feels so good to get out of the body, right? And you wouldn't be leaving unless you were complete. However it might appear to anybody, but to the creator, it's a wonderful experience. Yeah. Any other shares from the meditation? Were you able to release anything and let anything go? I'm going to do it myself later. Anyway, so I mean, I've already talked about the workshop, right? So I hope you'll join me. And the registration is open now. I did all the pages. I got them all up there. And I'm so looking forward to it. There'll be 3 sessions, October 18th, October 25th, and November 1st, 3 Saturday sessions. And it's 3 hours. But we take breaks. I mean, 3 hours sounds like a long time, but we take breaks and we have fun and right. Primarily the thing we want to do is learn the self-healing techniques, practice the self-healing techniques, and get the answers to your questions about what's going on in your life right now. Because I believe signature cell healing has the answers for what's going on in our world right now. And I said that someplace in some kind of marketing, that signature cell healing is what helps me to make sense of what's going on in a nonsensical world. And it does, and it can. So, I watch the news as much as anybody, I suppose. Maybe not quite as much, but I can make sense with signature cell healing of what's happening in our great shift and the great shift within the self. So I invite you to join the workshop. It's going to be a lot of fun. And like I said, if you're a graduate of a previous workshop, please email me, KarinnaNielsen.com, and join me and the Goddess Lights, Graduate Goddess Lights, on the 3rd Saturday of every month, where we do review on different topics of signature cell healing. And it's really a lot of fun. And our next global healing meditation for Mother Earth will be, we just did one on Thursday, which was really powerful, really good in front of the eclipse and this hurricane here. Nice to do a global healing meditation for Mother Earth. And the next one will be October 3rd, Friday night at 9 p.m. your local time. So please join the weave of the global healing meditation, everybody around the world at 9 p.m. your local time. I'm looking forward to seeing you again next month on the 4th of October. Wendy, was that a question? Yeah, go ahead.
Before you left, I just want to make a comment, Karinna. This was so helpful to me today, understanding about releasing and eclipses and everything else, because I'm so much wanting to do that. And sometimes it just looks like a big blob, my life is this big blob. And so I'm trying, during the meditation, I was really separating my emotional, mental, physical, spiritual bodies, and trying to choose in each one, what is it I'm wanting to let go in that body right now? And now I have to just go back in to remember it, because it was there and I had it, but we came out. I was like, okay, but that was a very helpful way for me to start to identify the areas I'm trying to let go of things, in
I
each
love
body.
that.
Yeah, it was really helpful. Thank you. I mean, I know it's always there, but for some reason I really heard it today. So thank you.
Thank you, Wendy. That's great. That reminds me in our graduate classes, we talked about the DenJ, which is the Lemurian balance of the four bodies: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. And since you brought it up in the workshop, or yeah, let's say in the workshop, let's do a little bit with DenJ, and we'll do a special meditation that I learned from Kung Fred to DenJ the four bodies. So you, like what you were saying, is pretty much what you were saying. You're going into the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual bodies to balance them. And when you balance them, the things that don't balance leave, right? So let's do that one in the workshop. That's great. That's great. We'll add that. Thank you. And anything else? Any questions? Thank you so much for your shares on the meditation. Please email me at KarinnaNielsen.com. I'd love to hear from you about, how the meditation went for you, or any questions that you have. We'll be back here again on the first Saturday in October. That's the 4th of October. And I'm looking forward to seeing you then. Have a great month of September. It's going to be wonderful. Enjoy the energy of completions and new beginnings. Aloha, everybody.